This is Clobbered. I'm Mark Webster. He's Mark Baxter. Bax, first one out the block. Useful reference point for anybody. Let's deal with our formative years. Let's look back at us.
If we must.
If we indeed, because it's going to come to shot of ages because we've not seen each other's pictures yet.
Yes, that's right, that's right.
But it's going to be, let's do the years that have made us the men that you see before you now.
Exactly.
Which is a terrible thought, but there you go.
Yes.
Now, I understand that, let's go straight to the block. You've got the youngest picture, so...
I have.
Show me you as a tiny one. Now, that's good. Now, I'll tell you what I mean, but how old would you be in this one?
I reckon about 2 or 3, maybe 4, but I think I'm quite very young, really.
Can
I
I
say
point
about
out...
1966, something like that.
Gotcha. Can I point out at this stage in a conversation that no doubt is going to go on forever, why haven't you changed any of your look over 50
This is
plus?
partly why I'm here today, I think, because I was dressed like that as a kid, a baby. And I remember that. I can remember being very particular about my clothes very early on. And my dad was always just very fussy.
So was that your hat, or was it a dad's hat?
No, I reckon that's the outfit. My mum's gone, right, he's going to Seaside, let's get a new outfit for him. And that is my outfit. My outfit is this. It's thought through. It's not just, oh, that'll do. No, and I've come up through that rank, through them ranks. It's always thought through. If a pair of socks ain't right, you go back and change them.
True. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of what we're seeing now is the V-neck jumper with the insert polo.
Which I still look for now. We still look.
I don't know. Does anyone do that?
It was Marks. I remember it was Marks and Spencer's or St Michael's quite that, but Duffer did for a while, and I was far from that. Very pleased to see them Duffer also picking up on that look. But yeah, they were around for a while. Very American collegiate, I think. For me, it looks like that. But yeah, I haven't really gone very far from that.
Especially with the Sinatra snap brim.
I love a hat. I've always loved the hat.
Yeah.
From day one.
It fits you well.
Yeah.
As the years go by. Has there a problem on some heads, I find? I have been told frequently by my good lady wife that the world hasn't invented a hat yet that I can wear.
I can pretty much put any hat on and I feel quite comfortable in it. It just works. I don't know what it is. My mum had a name for it. She used to call me old rotten hat, which is a terrible, vulgar phrase from the mid-14th century.
Which means something else entirely.
I won't go into that on this particular occasion.
Well, that's probably a treat.
But I had to look it up because it was a Robert White album called Old Rotten Hat.
Oh, wow.
It's an old Cockney, London, I don't know, phrase.
Yeah.
But because someone who loves a hat.
We don't have to use too much of our imagination to work out what end of the turret or the torso that comes up. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to go back to the oldest one I've got, which I hope you appreciate.
I'll say.
I've included my brothers in this shot.
I'll say.
Because contrast is important with this picture.
Scrubbed up well there.
Has been pointed up over the years. As you'll see, we're both wearing the same floral shirts.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Button-down collar, not dressed by myself. My brother's neck doesn't touch the sides of his collar because he's always been the skinny one. And my face is pouring over the top like a muffin over the top of the shirt because the top button's done up. And the other bit about it as well, my brother's got terrible hair, so this didn't work on him. No. But I'll have to show you that haircut I've got there was called, my mum sent me down to the barbers on Tower Bridge Road when we were living in a pub in Bermondsey, and that's called the Bachelor Boy.
Oh, well, yes.
Because it's the second Cliff Richard look.
Yes. Well, my photo, my next photo was a haircut photo. That's very similar, that sort of look. But going back to that, putting matching shirts on siblings, or matching anything was a thing my mum tried to do with my brother.
Really?
Oh, we're so opposite. Very early on, I reckon from the age of 5 or 6, we reject the idea completely. We're so different. We wouldn't even go out. I refused to go out. If I got the same shirt as he's got on, or vice versa.
Twins are stuck.
Twins, they've got no options. They got no other way around it.
I mean, even when I see middle-aged twins now, and I think, change your hair. Do so. I mean, at least they get to choose their own clothes now, I suppose. So, but they still, it always feels like they seem to look similar. But, but the only thing that's missing on there, which I think goes with that shirt, but I don't know why it wasn't. I think that was just a school photo or something like that, or looks like they spent a couple of quid to get it done.
Might be done.
Was
very
the cravat
precise.
with the ring through it.
Oh yeah,
that was meant to go with that shirt. And either I rejected it, my brother. I don't think we did. My mum decided against it, or the photographer said, "Enough's enough."
That's plenty. That's plenty.
You push this as far as it needs to go.
The shirt situation, I get completely. You go to the market or wherever you got your shirt and say, "I'll have two. One fitting in, one fitting in."
See,
it was easy. It was easy.
No, exactly. But also, I think it is that thing. Is that apparently it looks cute on a little kid.
We were always at odds, me and my brother, in a nicest possible way, but clothing was particular.
Right. Well,
that's exactly the same.
But we're all too young to fight him off at that particular stage. Exactly. And I think that's like, I don't know, I'm 6 or 7 in there, which is slightly scary. So let's move forward a little bit with your good self to, once again,
it's very,
isn't it? Now, okay, immediately I'm going, oh, look at old Stevie Marriott. Wasn't he a leading icon of his own?
And I would never have heard of the fella.
No, of course you wouldn't have done.
But I went, this is Maureen, the hairdresser, Maureen, who
a barber?
She had a proper,
so you went there,
hairdresser. No, she would come round because we knew him quite well. And she had a lovely touch with the fringe. I've got to say the fringe is particularly interesting.
Well, it's several fringes.
But when you look at it, that is basically a mini mod. I mean, there's no other way around it. And I don't know. I don't remember saying to anybody, that's what I want to look like. No. That's what you're going to look like. And I think I must have had that sort of face, or it just worked. And
I agree. You got that sort of face.
But that haircut, I'd die for that haircut now. I would have that. I haven't really gone that far away from Indian stuff.
It sits exactly like those kind of the Rod Stewart thing. I don't know, what do they call it when it's like fluffy on top? It's set up a little bit, isn't it? Yeah. But we have to reference the fact that top, and it's a black and white picture, is also plays into the hands of that mod thing. Yeah. Because it looks like a Chelsea shirt, and Chelsea were the Kings Road team, and they fitted that part of the story. Yeah. I mean, when I was growing up, I mean, by the time I'm in my teenage years, we're in London Overspill down in Kent. Yeah. And they're all Chelsea, but no one's really from there. They was just they're the Man U, the Arsenal of now. They were the glamour side. And I swear a lot of it had to do with the fact that if you think back, those blokes did have cutting edge haircuts, and they were from the King's Road. Yeah.
I mean, the thing about it is this clobber is everywhere, right? This is market clobber. This is
this is not been sought out.
No, this is people who've had what is the word, freeve up, but they've had a little tickle on the catalogue people. Right. And it's everywhere, right? And it's the close of the day.
Were you catalogue at that stage, you think?
My mum would have been massive on the Freemans, massive Freemans. Yeah. Put it down bit by bit.
Too right.
That's clobber of the day. But I must have gone, this is me, this is about me, this, because I'm not now not dressed in not a Maiden t-shirt somewhere. No. I didn't go away from that. I was like, that's pretty much what I'll be. When I look back, I think I must have made a choice.
You ploughed your furrow, didn't you?
Yeah, on a little diversion here and there along the way, but pretty much never went too far away from that sort of modernist look.
On which note, then, I think we're going to discover that you and I chose different paths. You were at that part of the river when it's surging, powerful, and I'm at the end where it's meandering, not quite sure what it wants to do with itself. So this is probably me 4 or 5 years after, outside our house on Stanhope. Yeah, that's my mum and dad. Yeah, and you mentioned it looks like it's a haircut of personal choice. Yeah, I've gone for this.
Yeah, it's a budge, really, isn't it?
It's of the feather cut variety of the glam rock style. But it's a fat boy in a skinny shirt, this is never winning. Now I remember that shirt particularly. It's got the jumbo drop collar, the penny drop collar.
Penny drop, yeah.
It's not a Ben Sherman, but it wants to be. Yeah, and it wanted to be.
That was the only.
And again, I think got to have been from down the market. I think I liked it. I think that was a shirt of personal choice, but I think that's because. At this stage, again, I know what I'm not doing is what you did, is that I'm now thinking that the 70s is the future.
Yeah.
And this long penny drop collar was the antithesis of what the mod boys were wearing.
Yeah.
Even though, of course, that shirt kind of was their world, wasn't it? The actual Ben Sherman.
That hair, that is, we all went that way. There was no real option on that because obviously all your peers on the estate, you didn't want to stand out too much.
No.
I was in the estate in Peckham. You didn't want to say, like, not look like everybody else because you would definitely picked on quite quickly. But so the hair got a bit longer and longer and longer. And then the glam thing is obviously on the horizon. It's like, you know, that's coming down the road. But just before that, I'm just going to show this one, which is the classic photo booth.
Oh, that is a good photo booth shot. No.
But the waffle, I'm trying to point out this, my shirt at that time was a waffle. It's not a Fred Perry, but it's wanting to be a very early waffle aerated Airtex top.
Now, would that have been bought as a casual top, or was that like a sports top? Because I had a couple of bits that like that.
It would be casual.
But it would rather than it being...
Sportswear as a thing it wasn't really there.
No.
And my mum really, God bless, they never had a lot of money. They would go, it's all market, down the arcade in Peckham. That's close enough. Like, you know, it's not quite a Fred Perry, what one or two chaps might have been wearing.
See, that's what I think.
You ain't going to get that.
At that age, so now we're looking at ourselves at perhaps secondary school. And of course, now, as soon as you're at secondary school, you're looking at fifth years.
Yeah.
Fifth years have got Fred Perry's.
Yeah.
And you don't know why you have
them.
Yeah. But what you're getting, I mean, I had this brown nylon T-shirt, which was, and like all of the synthetic fibers did, you stunk the joint out in 10 seconds flat. You know?
Not great.
But not only did I wear it thinking I was looking the part, I then used to wear it as my table tennis top, which meant I actually did some physical exercise in it.
That's the thing about it.
We never played doubles, clearly.
No, obviously. When you look back, I mean, I couldn't find them. I remember a wedding photo. I couldn't find it this week. But basically, I remember my mum said, "There's a couple of quid. Go and pick yourself an outfit out for a wedding." One of my cousins getting married, 1974, 5, whatever. So I'm about 12, 13. And I went to C&A's and bought a brown suit.
Ooh.
A shirt and tie combination and a pair of, like, would have been quite platform shoes.
How much dough would you have in your pocket?
I don't know. It wouldn't have been a lot. She works at C&A's on a Saturday, so there's a little...
Oh, okay.
Maureen, doing the touch on it. Yeah. So, but when I saw the photo, at the time I thought, oh, look, the dogs, absolutely, I look immaculate here.
Yeah.
When I saw the photo, years later, I'm thinking, what have I got on? I mean, it is absolutely shocking.
But you chose it.
This is the point I make. I was allowed to go and do that. So when I went off-piste a little bit, right, I got money, here I go. Well, what was in the shops basically was that.
Yeah.
It was on trend.
But we all have to be, they have to let us off the leash at some point, don't
I'll probably drive to a mad by this stage.
So what age were you, do you reckon, when you went out and bought this ensemble, let's call it?
I'll say about 12, 13, I reckon.
That makes sense.
Teenage years. But I was driving a mad because I really wanted, I wanted that and you should afford it. So you go in C&A's. So it's C&A's version of, probably my age, thinking Tommy Nutter or whatever I've seen someone wearing, like Elton or somebody back in the day.
Oh no, you've seen something.
I want to see that. I'm having that.
Do it out.
I'm going to look like that.
Well, I think this is my next one, which is probably a couple of years on from there, and I'm probably 13 about this territory. And ironically, the picture I'm showing, so it's outside. It's outside the same bush, outside the same house. My dad's wearing your T-shirt.
Yeah, definitely. I was still wearing him now.
And so he's got a bit of that.
That's a lovely, nice cardigan.
But at this stage, this is okay. So the three-button waistband baggies.
Yeah.
That you can see there, the pattern, the white shirt with the tiny repeated patterns on, and the cardigans. Which would then work as a twin set if you had the money, because there's a lot of the girls wore the twin sets, but some of the really cool boys would wear a twin set, which is like obviously like the just basically the knitted weight, the V-neck, the tank top, nothing underneath it, so it's wool on armpit. Which has always been a really uncomfortable thing. But this is me dressing myself, and to a certain extent, I think that's my choice of hair.
That looks very, that looks very early football hooligan look. It is a very, you see them photos, not Man United fans and big bags and whatevers, and it is very that sort
My suspicion is this is me thinking I've grown up.
Yeah. I'm now I can now wear this.
Second, third year at school.
Yeah.
And so I'm no longer the kid.
Yeah.
And I can aspire a bit more to being not only fifth year, perhaps blokes who've left school and have got mopeds. Perhaps I can be one of those too.
But this is me. This is the arrival of sportswear. The Adidas Ringer.
You've gone.
That's,
No, that's not the real deal, no.
Oh no, this is early mid-70s. This is when I don't know when they first arrived, but that's a real Adidas top.
That is one of the most enduring T-shirts of all time. That Adidas top.
Had to have one of them. You could not have a moody one of them.
No,
you had to have So this is the first time you go to a sports shop, not to buy a pair of trainers or football boots or football. You went there to buy casual clothing, and the shop would have been Munich 72 in Peckham. And it had a variety of colours of Fred Perry, but this particular top, I think the entire state.
Well, that's the son of Fred Perry, because of course what Fred Perry started out as a white tennis shirt. Yeah. And legend has it is that West Ham asked them about getting a franchise to get the claret and blue stripes put on there, because and they were sold at Lily Whites.
The tipping on the
tipping, and then of course from that point forward, you basically were selling football shirt colours, and that's what that absolute iconic Adidas shirt ended up doing. And still to this day, my brother still wears his one to West Ham. His claret and blue one.
I mean, once you got the colours affiliated to your team, I can't remember what colours that is, but I'm going to say white and blue.
Millwall would have been perhaps a decent and a relatively easy knock for you to get hold of.
Predominantly white top and blue piping, I'd say, but I can't swear.
So at that stage, so now that, with all due respect, this is youth clubs and girls' times, isn't it? You're trying to dress to impress, isn't it?
I might like a pint of lager on the go there. At least trying to have a pint of lager. Probably the old man.
You look like you've got those jeans that used to have the back pockets as front pockets, so they were like flat front, which are really uncomfortable, and you had to be thin.
Yeah, well, I would have been about nothing then. I mean, not the person you see before you today. Then I would have got in that quite easily.
There's plenty more of us where that came from, isn't there?
We're relaxed, aren't we?
Oh, we are definitely.
Over the years.
Because what I'm going to show you now is. This is kind of like the transition, but it's also just occurred to me. There's the other half of what I was describing. There's the other half of the twin set. Yeah. But unfortunately,
I love a tank top.
See, I love it, and I think, because that whole look, of course, was the Great Gatsby came out, and the 30s American look was being sort of. It was the mixture of that idea of glam and the Great Gatsby presented. That I can remember staring at the Burton's window, and there was a tan two-piece suit with these big baggy trousers with turn-ups on, and this kind of big lapel jacket, pattern fronted shirt, and the eight-piece baker's hat. So I was never going to get that. That was man's clothes, but this was our version of it. But this is me a couple of years after that, and the big deal on this one here is either we're expecting or inside that pram is my first son,
which is amazing.
So that's me. A picture of me, probably only perhaps 3 years after that last one. And things happened quickly in those days, it seemed. But that's me in my office job clothes. By that stage, I got an office job working in an industrial rubber company.
As you do.
They made gaskets. But what survived from the previous picture is the other half of the twin set. But it was not twin set, because basically I had to buy them separately because twin sets are really expensive.
Expensive, yeah. So what I like about the previous story you just said about looking in the window is that all the way up from whatever age you would have first started noticing, you stayed in love with clothing. You're still aspiring to that in the window.
Totally.
I know mates of mine who just drifted away and wore anything, started to wear anything. I've never been
never understood those.
Never quite. No, I never done that, but. You found you went a bit off the piece every now and again, but you found a look, you aspired to look, trying to find the money to wear that, and find the shops. I think for me, starting to get into the West End around 15, 16, because our school was on Kent Road. You get a 53 bus directly to Soho. Never went over to Soho in a way.
There you go.
Via Soho, and then you started seeing West End Clobber, West End shops. Great like Take Six, place like Take Six and then places.
Well, the good news, though, is that it's not all plain sailing. As we will discover as we go through Clobbered, is that mistakes do will be made. So,
last one.
Final one each, I think, yes.
This is me and Fred Perry. I got a feeling that's a moody one.
Hold on. My eye is drawn to whoever has got their arm wrapped around you.
This is me starting to get interested in young ladies. I look very young there.
Are you younger than her?
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I can remember. I can still feel that tickle now.
I bet you. You've never watched that part of your body.
She was having a right old tickle in my ribs there, and I can still feel that as I look at that picture. But yeah, I was a young man. I would say 15, 16. I'm thinking older, Camp.
First Red Perry would be nice.
I think, again, this is me going out strutting about in normal labels. Labels of the day.
Yes.
I'm having a go here. I'm a label lover. Got my friends. I've probably got a pair of Farrahs under there. I don't know, but it was that look, and it was. You had to have all that.
But the good news is,
I'm not convinced that's a real thread.
No, but
it's a market thread.
But as long as perhaps that's what she's pointing at.
You know that's not real.
That, or you put the whole thing together well enough that because they could put your Paul to burn on holiday.
Well,
you must have had it
I
going
have to be
on.
honest, I never got that far with her, but I had a good go.
That's good work. Well, I'm just going to finish now with basically this is kind of 17, possibly 18, and that's what was probably in the pram. So that's me with son number one. But
of course, got the Breton on, haven't
you? And this is what I thought would be interesting to finish here, because what's happened at this stage is I've crossed the line.
You have really grown up.
Because not only is that a Breton top, which I can't. Well, I don't know where or how I got that. I'm also got on my Smith's jeans. Something happened there. And by the way, and this is a phrase that is going to haunt you across Clobbered. That's me. That's sort of having a go at a wedge.
That's a wedge go, isn't it? Yeah.
And I'm wearing training shoes, which is a phrase that people will come to learn that doesn't trip off of your tongue.
No.
Too easily. Okay, well, that's basically us, isn't it?
That's a trip through, isn't it?
That's what's made us
what we are today.
The men we are today. So much more is going to happen here on Clobbered. That was Mark Baxter. I'm Mark Webster. Just follow us and all the usual ways that you get your action on social media. We'll be back with more.